Hey guys, Cam McClellan.
Al Lewison.
Welcome to today's Wealth WOD.
G'day, WODs.
Hey, we thought we'd go over, a lot of people, and I get often asked, what is the top saying and what's the best thing you need to know as a property investor? What's the number one rule?
What's a catch cry?
Yeah, there's not one rule. Al and I have basically broken down investing into, there'd be probably 20 different parts to investing, and each of these areas has got a number of set rules that you must follow, and each of the rules in each of the areas, so when I'm talking about areas, it might be taxation law, identifying the investment, duplication, cross-collateralisation, finance structure.
Picking a tenant, what are the rules of picking a tenant? Checklist, bang.
And then there's rules within that, and every part of this is designed to reduce risk. But some of our favourites, we thought people have to keep asking, so we thought we'd do a top 10 for you today of some of our old favourites, and then we might discuss each. So I asked Al's old man back before I bought a property, and I said, Steve, when's the best time to buy property? And he said, 20 years ago. The next best time is as soon as you can afford a deposit. So it's probably one of the best things I've heard.
Yeah, so Cam delivered that in a pretty tongue-in-cheek sort of way, but think about it, guys. When's the best time to buy one? As soon as you can afford to buy one. Yeah. The market's always moving, don't get left behind.
Yeah. The next one, while building your portfolio, your initial portfolio, drive the cheapest car your ego can handle. I had to dump in initial there because Al's just bought a Maserati.
So what did you do, Cam, when you were building your portfolio? You had a weird ute or something?
Yeah, I had one of the, remember the SS utes came out back in the day, and I was a bit of a bogan, so I went and bought the brand new ute for $45,000, and I think I was earning about $40,000 a year then.
The gold bogan, my guys, the gold bogan.
Yeah, that's right. But when I suddenly realised I could invest in property, I went and sold that, and I bought a 10-year-old Commodore. So I downscaled really quickly because I realised that I can use that extra money to hold one or two properties. What do you got?
Oh, this is a great one. Warren Buffett, the great man. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful.
Classic example. I've always been big on market cycles, so identifying each city market and identifying where it is in the current cycle. And when a market's in a frenzy, because being developers ourselves, we know that it takes us 2 or 3 years to bring stock to market. Now, it usually takes 2 or 3 years for a market really heats up and gets into a frenzy. So what happens during every market hysteria period when the market's booming, the newspapers are saying property can't go wrong, there's nothing can go wrong, developers like ourselves are getting ready to dump huge amounts of stock on the market. So because we know all the other major developers, we know they're in exactly the same boat. So we see it time and time again as the market cycle comes through a city, the market's in a frenzy, stock's getting dumped onto the market and the market drops. So when's the best time to buy property? When the market's quiet and flat.
So right now, guys, in the market, we've been active in the Brisbane market and so have our clients now for 2 to 3 years. We've seen what's happening there. Now all of a sudden the market's picking up. There's all this talk in Brisbane, hey, big prices, people can't get in, their kids can't buy houses. Guess what? When people were buying them, we were buying them. We're getting good deals for people. So yeah, that's what I remember.
Same in Perth at the moment. We're developing 400 or 500 house lots over in Perth. I wouldn't buy one of those for myself to own as an investment property at this point in time. I still think Perth's a great spot, but the market's going too steep and anything that goes up must come down a little bit.
Guys, this is one of Cam's ones. He invented it back when he was getting haircuts. Overcapitalising is like a bad haircut. Time fixes everything.
Yeah, I haven't got much hair anymore, which hence the hat. But now that's a bit tongue-in-cheek. I don't like overcapitalising, but I've definitely overcapitalised when I purchased my own and rebuilt my current home we're in at this point in time. And Felicity and I are looking for another block now to go and redo it again. And I'm definitely going to overcapitalise. There's no doubt about it. But it's my own home and I don't care. When it comes to investment properties, it's a different story. Under the median, don't overcapitalise. You've got to be smart about it.
If you do make a mistake, guys, not the end of the world. It's like a haircut. Time will fix it.
There you
go. Get rich quick often translates into lose money fast.
Yeah, that's an easy one. And the hype seminars are the old one that we used to go into. Yeah, it's the hype seminar. Yeah, yeah. If you're getting told there's quick money, I'd steer clear.
So guys, a process long term, 5-10 years, can't go too wrong.
Buy, hold, buy, hold, buy, hold.
Ignorance is the greatest investment risk. Well, what did we talk about this week? We talked about fears, we talked about dream crushes, ignorance, guys. If you just put your head in the sand and think things will take care of themselves, guess what? That is the biggest risk you can ever make.
And if you don't take advice from other people, hey, I'm learning. I'll always be learning. That's the beauty of property.
Stay in control of your cash flow because cash is king.
When we talk to our clients, this is a really big one. A lot of people get, especially people who are in jobs, we have a lot of clients that we deal with in the mining industry. So we do consulting for Gemco, BHP, Ausdrill, and our investment consultants go to the Northern Territory and South Australia, out into the mine sites. The mining companies get them out to come and talk to them about investing in capital cities. But one of the biggest things the miners are concerned about, and this happens in lots of industries, is the jobs. Can often be months in between a different job. And they ask us, what happens in this change of job? We said, well, look, if the majority of your property is being held by taxation and rent, really all you need is a buffer. So the difference between the rent and what your interest repayments are, if you stick 10 grand in the bank, that small amount gets chipped away. That can last 6 months quite easily holding an investment property. If it costs you, $50 out of your back pocket, 5 grand lasts a long time, doesn't it? So a small buffer set aside doesn't affect, it means there's no pressure on your investment portfolio. Hey, you can go and travel for 3 months or lose your job, and you're not feeling that anxiety of having to get a job. So cash is king, keep a buffer.
Diversification is for people who don't know what they're doing.
That's another Warren Buffett saying.
Yeah, so guys, look, you go and talk to a financial planner, you go and talk to those sort of guys, they're going to say to you, you need to diversify, you need to go manage funds, you need to put your money here and spread the risk, you need to pick a balanced portfolio, all those types of things. We don't agree with it. So another saying here we've got, which actually ties pretty close to this one, is put all your eggs in one basket, but watch it like a hawk.
Yeah. It's a really good saying, guys. Understand the industry in, control it. So if you look at risk and return, what is risk? Risk comes down to control. If you can control the investments you're putting your money into, reduces the risk. Therefore, put all your money where you can control it.
Compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it.
I read probably the most boring book I've ever read, which was a book about this thick, and it was the autobiography of Albert Einstein. Now that was a tough slog, believe me. That was even worse than Johnny Howard's. But that was one of Albert's saying. Compounding, compound interest, compound growth. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. So Albert's family come from a very rich background in the electrical industry, and they understood business and they understood compounding. What do you got?
Money won't buy happiness, but it won't make you too sad either, will
it? Yeah. There's I think money magnifies. I've always been a big believer in magnification when it comes to money. So if you're a prick, you'll be a bigger prick. If you're nice, you'll be nicer. And that's what money does.
Finally, we've talked about it before, land appreciates, buildings depreciate. So guys,
my favourite.
Get yourself some land content, focus on those areas where you can have a decent chunk of land and not make any more soil.
Hope you enjoy those ones, guys.
Have a good day.